Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is WDIX, and you are listening to the Hunky Dory Hoodlums radio station. I'm Sam.
This is Tony.
And I'm Narumi.
Today we're going to kick off the show with a quick live performance by Woody Guthrie.
Well, I'm going to tell you fascists, you may be surprised. People in this world are getting organized. You're bound to lose, you fascists bound to lose. All you fascists bound to lose. I said, all you fascists bound to lose. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Woody.
Last week we interviewed John Collier about his job as a social reformer and Frances Perkins about being the first woman to be appointed to the U.S. Cabinet.
Today we will be having even more amazing guests.
So stay tuned, we'll be right back after this quick commercial. Have a Pip Pip Cheerio day and start your morning off the right way with a bowl of yummy Cheerios.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
Like I said, we have so many guests today, so without further ado, I give you the first woman to solely fly across the Atlantic, Amelia Earhart.
Hi, everybody.
Today, Amelia will be hosting a career helpline.
So Amelia, before the helpline, I must ask, what was it like to be the first person ever to solo the Pacific between Honolulu and Oakland?
Flying that plane was one of the most scariest things I've ever done. You know that feeling you get when you drive on the roller coaster, but it's too late to get off and your tummy does a somersault? You double that feeling and you get how I felt.
Wow. Amazing. Just amazing. So Amelia, you ready to help people with their careers?
You betcha.
The first caller question is from Katie in San Francisco.
How do you approach your boss about a rise?
Sweetie, we just got over the depression because of Black Tuesday. You ain't gonna get no raise. I tried that once and the only thing I gained from that experience was my boss's hand in marriage. Now instead of being paid to work, I get to cook and clean for him free.
Our next caller question will be from Nicole in Chicago.
How do you dress on the first day of work?
Well, you don't want to wear something too fancy. You want to wear something that says, I'm all business and no play.
Next caller, Catherine from New York.
How do you deal with sexist co-workers?
Point out to him that, yeah, you may be a girl doing a man's job, but you're better at it than he is. In my experience with male flyers, that shut them up real snappy.
Next is Lucy from Seattle.
How do you deal with people who are crabby?
You act all bright and optimistic and hope for the sake of your sanity that your happy mood will rub off on them.
Sorry folks, but I think that's all the time we have for the career helpline. Thank you so much for being on the show, Amelia.
And we wish you luck on your big trip around the world.
Thank you, doll.
Next we'll be having a debate on the two presidents during the economic crisis 3 years ago, Herbert Hoover and Franklin Roosevelt.
And we have 3 very special celebrity guests to have the debate with us.
The glamorous Black Venus, Josephine Baker.
Hi.
The genius animator, Walt Disney.
How do you do?
And the lovely Judy Garland.
Hi.
So let's get started. Herbert Hoover delayed taking action to help the economy and allowed the Great Depression to become the greatest economic crisis in the country's history. Franklin Roosevelt took immediate action through the New Deal, which did not solve the Depression, but at least it put people back to work and set the country on the path to getting out of the Depression. So, what are some of the benefits of having Franklin Roosevelt as president?
Well, I think he's a lot nicer to the people, and because of that, we were able to come together as one, as a united nation, to get through the crisis of the Great Depression.
I agree.
Franklin Roosevelt's Share Our Wealth program is great. I completely support the new taxes system, and I am more than happy to help out.
What do you think, Josephine?
I think Roosevelt is better president because he introduced the New Deal, Social Security, and everything he could to help the economy. How did margin buying affect the economy?
Well, when you buy a stock and you don't pay for all of it, you pay the rest later in small increments. This is what caused many people to go into depression because people weren't able to pay back their debt from margin buying.
What was Hoover's most catastrophic mistake during his term in office?
Well, I think that Hoover's most terrible mistake was letting his people fend for themselves.
Laissez-faire, hands off the economy really helped us. Josephine, did you see all of those hobos laying around in the city?
I sure did. It was terrible. How could he get up every morning and look at himself in the mirror, know that people were dying and children have now become orphans? He should have asked himself, is this what our ancestors would have wanted for us? To make matters worse, when the Dust Bowl happened, which destroyed ecological and agricultural land, he did nothing to solve the problem.
Did Hoover's tough love strengthen or weaken the people of our country?
Well, I feel that his tough love has both strengthened and weakened the people of our country in different aspects.
No, I don't think his tough love helped us at all. Hoover should have done everything he could, like how Roosevelt used deficit spending to fund his New Deal programs. This decreased the number of the Reds, too.
Oops, I'm afraid we've ran out of time again, folks.
Time sure flies when you're having fun. Thank you so much for listening, ladies and gentlemen.
And don't forget to tune in next week.
This was the WDIX Hunkin' Door Hoolums radio station. Have a great weekend.